What if I told you Apple just made the largest US investment in its history? And it's not just about iPhones. $100 billion is about to flood into American factories, chip makers, and glass plants. But here's the twist. This move could completely change the way your tech is made, or it could be one of the smartest PR plays in years. Stay with me, because halfway through this video, I'll show you the real reason Apple made this announcement now, and it's something they didn't say on stage. The big announcement. On Wednesday, Apple CEO Tim Cook stood alongside President Trump and made it official. Over the next 4 years, Apple will invest $100 billion into U.S. suppliers. One of the biggest winners? Corning. They're getting $2.5 billion to make all iPhone and Apple Watch glass in Kentucky. That means the next time you drop your phone, the glass that shatters came from right here in America. But there's another reason Corning is so central to this story, and we'll get to that in just a moment. The Trump factor. Trump, of course, called this a massive victory for his "bring manufacturing home" push. This is the largest investment Apple has ever made in America, he said, hinting at new factories already under construction, though no dates were given. Here's the thing. Trump needed this kind of corporate win heading into an election cycle. And Apple? They needed something else entirely. Something tied to billions in potential tariff costs. Apple's American Manufacturing Program. This isn't a random spending spree. Apple is building what it calls the American Manufacturing Program with partners like Corning, glass for iPhones and watches, Coherent, lasers for Face ID, Global Wafers, US-made silicon wafers, Texas Instruments, chip tools in Utah and Texas, Global Foundries, wireless charging tech in New York. The big goal? An end-to-end supply chain on US soil. But here's the question. Can Apple actually pull that off without driving prices up for you and me? I'll explain why that's harder than it sounds in just a couple of minutes. The real drivers behind the move. The timing isn't random. The Trump administration is preparing 100% tariffs on semiconductors and chips. Apple got an exemption, but only because of this massive investment pledge. And it's not just about avoiding tariffs from China. India, where Apple assembles many iPhones for the US, is now facing a new 25% tariff. Apple is effectively building a tariff-proof supply chain. But there's a hidden side effect of this strategy that could shake up the entire tech industry. And I'll reveal that in the next section. Apple's track record of big promises. This isn't Apple's first big number announcement. 2018, $350 billion over 5 years. 2021, $430 billion over 5 years. Now, $600 billion over just 4 years. Many of those earlier promises turned into real projects, data centers, supplier funding, chip production, but the company doesn't share detailed breakdowns, which leaves one big question. Are these numbers about spending or headlines? And speaking of headlines, what Apple isn't saying here is maybe the most important part. We'll get to that in the final stretch. The hidden challenges making iPhones in the US sounds patriotic. But experts say it's still not realistic anytime soon. The process is too complex and expensive. Even with this $100 billion, most assembly will remain overseas for now. Plus, Apple faces $1.1 billion in tariff costs this quarter alone. This investment helps soften the blow, but doesn't erase it. Impact on jobs and tech leadership. In the short term, expect more U.S. data center expansions, North Carolina, Iowa, Nevada, Oregon. In the long term, Apple could cement the U.S. as a leader in advanced chip making and rare earth production. But here's where things get tricky. Is this a play for American jobs, or a clever way to protect Apple's margins while keeping production flexible globally? The real reason this happened. Now here's the part Apple didn't spell out. Timing this announcement now strengthens their hand in trade negotiations. By making such a public, high-dollar commitment in front of the president, they're essentially buying goodwill and possibly securing future exemptions from costly import taxes. It's corporate strategy wrapped in patriotic branding. So what do you think? Is this the dawn of a true made-in-America tech era, or just a masterclass in corporate PR? Let me know your take in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into the deals, politics, and power moves shaping the tech industry, hit subscribe, because the next story we're covering might make this one look small,